Today we're making chili garlic noodles. Now this is an Asian fusion type dish and nobody really knows where it originated, but if you look on TikTok or Instagram, a lot of people are making this with ramen noodles and they're mixing in store-bought chili oil. Now you can do that, it's probably good in a pinch and it tastes fine, but today we're gonna make some of the best chili garlic noodles you ever had in your life. We're gonna make homemade chili oil, we're gonna velvet the chicken to get it nice and super tender, and then we're gonna use rice stick noodles instead of ramen noodles so the noodles are nice and al dente. So without further ado, let's get to cooking. Alright, so we're gonna start off with the chili oil. Now I know this is gonna seem like a lot of ingredients, but trust me, it's well worth it. We're gonna start off with that 1.5 cups of a neutral oil. I like to use avocado oil or grapeseed oil. You can use vegetable oil, but I like to use a higher quality oil that's perceived healthier, let's put it that way. 5 garlic cloves, a 1-inch piece of ginger that I just sliced, 1 whole shallot, 3 bay leaves, 1 star anise, some black and green cardamom pods. I like to add a few arbo chilies at this stage, a few cinnamon sticks, teaspoon of some fennel seeds. If you don't like fennel, you can leave it out, but trust me, you'll hardly be able to taste it. And 1 bunch of green onion. And all we're trying to do here is infuse all the aromatics into the oil. We're gonna bring this to a simmer and let this go for around 20 minutes or so. So this has been simmering for about 20 minutes. We've extracted most of the flavor out of all these aromatics. We're gonna go ahead and turn off the heat, set this to the side. Then in a small bowl, we're gonna add 1/4 cup of some gochugaru. That's just Korean chili flakes. 1/4 cup of red chili flake. A few tablespoons of some white sesame seeds and some black sesame seeds. Now we're gonna take the chili oil, and it's been cooled down to about 230 degrees. We're gonna go ahead and pour this right over our chilies. Now, if the chili oil is too hot, you'll end up burning the chilies and you'll get kind of like a burnt flavor in your chili oil. But I would recommend using a thermometer and making sure you cool this oil down to around 230 degrees before you pour it over the chili flakes. Now to give this chili oil even more flavor, we're gonna add about a teaspoon of some Chinese 5-spice, about a teaspoon or so of some soy sauce, a little bit of dark soy sauce, little bit of rice wine vinegar, about a tablespoon or so, about a 1/2 teaspoon of some sesame oil, and just a little bit of salt. Go ahead and give us a mix until everything's evenly combined. Now with this chili oil, I know you're saying this is a lot of work, and it is a lot of work, but I'll tell you this, once you make this, you'll never go back to store-bought chili oil again. And also, it keeps a while in the fridge. You can use this for a ton of different recipes and stuff. So, I mean, you make it once, it lasts you for a couple months or so. I'm just gonna taste it here for salt, so let's see. Needs just a little bit more salt. So what I have here is some boneless, skinless chicken breast. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna velvet this chicken to make it nice and super tender. Into the bowl, we're gonna add about a tablespoon or so of some cornstarch. A teaspoon of cornstarch, about a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. This is gonna increase the pH on the surface of the chicken and keep it nice and super juicy. Little pinch of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of some soy sauce, a little bit of a neutral oil, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of sesame oil. So we're gonna give this a quick mix and we're gonna let this marinate for around 20 minutes or so. So I'm just gonna set this over in the fridge while we go ahead and prep the rest of the ingredients. So I've used these before. We're gonna use rice stick noodles. I got some water. You don't have to boil it, just make sure it's warm. Since we're stir frying it, we're not really concerned with cooking the noodles all the way. We're just trying to soften them up. So we're gonna add a nice little amount of these noodles to the pot here. Let these noodles hang out in here for about 5 minutes, just until they're soft enough to stir fry. Now in a large wok on medium-high heat, we're gonna add about a tablespoon of a neutral oil. And once the oil is hot, we're gonna go ahead and add the chicken. It's not gonna take long. You wanna have all your ingredients ready to go. Once the chicken has some nice color and is cooked about halfway done, we're gonna add a little bit of diced shallot, minced garlic, and minced ginger. Let this fry for around 30 seconds or until the garlic is nice and fragrant. And right about now, we can smell how fragrant that garlic is. It smells amazing. We're gonna add in about 2 tablespoons of our homemade chili oil, about a teaspoon or so of some soy sauce, about a teaspoon of some rice wine vinegar, a teaspoon of some Shaoxing wine, a little bit of sesame oil, and some black pepper. Continue to stir fry for about another 30 seconds or so until the sauce comes together with the chicken. Then we're gonna go ahead and add in the rice noodles. I wish you guys can smell this right now. It smells amazing. Just a little bit more soy sauce around the edge there. We're gonna finish with some green onion. All right, let's go ahead and serve this up. Now this is probably 2 servings, but you know, we're just gonna add it all here family style. Add that beautiful chicken right on top. A little more green onion as garnish. And there you have it, guys. There's our beautiful chili garlic noodles. homemade chili oil, some nice tender chicken. I can't wait to give this a try.
It's every time, doesn't it?
Super tender chicken. You would think that chicken is chicken thighs, how tender it is. Velveting the chicken just takes it to a whole nother level of tenderness. Our chili oil, super flavorful, right? You gotta be careful on the heat now. I used about 1 or 2 tablespoons of chili oil. If you do 3, it might be a little too spicy for some people, but it's a balance, right, between the heat and obviously the aromatic flavor of the chili oil. You can use store-bought, like I said, but really, a lot of the store-bought stuff, it's full of seed oils. Make this chili oil, guys. It takes a few ingredients. You do it once, you have it for a couple months. You can use it in a bunch of stir-fried dishes. You don't just have to use it in the chili garlic noodles. This is a perfect balance of umami. It's got a little bit of tang from the rice wine vinegar. Just the right amount of spice. It might be too spicy for some, so just dial it back on the chili oil. Nice garlic flavor, nice ginger flavor in here. Super fresh, super flavorful. You guys definitely got to give this a try. And if you enjoyed this video or you learned something, give me a like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.